Before he became an NBA legend, Stephen Curry was told he was too small, too weak, too much of an underdog. He was written off by scouts and overlooked by major college programs. But what if those very things that people said would hold him back were the same things that made him the greatest shooter the world has ever seen? This is the incredible story of how Stephen Curry defied the odds, shattered expectations, and changed the game of basketball forever. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you're a true Stephen Curry fan, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Stephen Curry's story isn't one of instant fame or natural-born greatness. In fact, his journey to NBA superstardom is the definition of an underdog story. Growing up in Akron, Ohio, Curry wasn't a standout athlete. In fact, many of his peers were bigger, stronger, and faster. While other kids were rising through the ranks, Curry was often passed over for the top teams. He was considered too small for the game he loved. But what others saw as limitations, Curry viewed as opportunities to prove himself. When it came time for college recruitment, Curry wasn't exactly the hottest prospect. Top-tier basketball programs like Duke, North Carolina, and others didn't even give him a second look. Instead, Curry ended up at Davidson College, a relatively small school with little to no basketball pedigree. At first glance, it seemed like a safe, humble choice, a place where he wouldn't face too much competition, a place where he could grow quietly. But Stephen Curry wasn't interested in being quiet. He was determined to show the world what he was capable of. Curry's breakout moment came in the 2008 NCAA tournament, when he led the Davidson Wildcats on an unexpected run to the Elite Eight. Suddenly, the world was paying attention. Curry was lighting up the court, knocking down three-pointers from almost impossible distances, and showing a level of confidence and skill that belied his small frame. He was unstoppable, and for the first time, people began to realize that this too small kid might just have what it took to play at the highest level. But even as he wowed crowds with his performances, NBA scouts were still skeptical. They saw his size and doubted his ability to compete in the NBA's big leagues. When the NBA draft came around in 2009, Curry wasn't a surefire pick. In fact, he was considered too risky for most teams, and many passed on him. Even though his college success was undeniable, questions about his ability to defend, his size, and his fit in the NBA left teams hesitant. But one team saw something different. The Golden State Warriors, under the guidance of coach Mark Jackson, took a chance on him. It wasn't just about what Curry could do, it was about what Curry could become. And this decision would change the course of basketball history. From the moment Curry stepped onto the NBA court, he was determined to prove everyone wrong. But even then, the road to success wasn't smooth. Curry struggled with injuries early in his career, and the critics were quick to point out his inability to stay healthy. But Curry's mentality was unwavering. While some might have seen injuries as setbacks, he saw them as obstacles to overcome. And in doing so, Curry began to refine his game in ways that no one else had ever imagined. He became more than just a shooter. He became a strategist, a playmaker, and a leader. As the years passed, Curry's game evolved. He didn't just play basketball, he changed how basketball was played. Together with teammate Klay Thompson, Curry formed one of the most dynamic duos in NBA history, known as the Splash Brothers. Their incredible ability to shoot from deep range redefined how the game was played. Teams around the league began to realize that shooting wasn't just about accuracy, it was about spacing, timing, and vision. Curry didn't just master the three-point shot, he transformed it into the game's most valuable weapon. His success wasn't just a testament to his incredible shooting ability, it was a reflection of his relentless work ethic, determination, and vision for the game. But perhaps what makes Curry's rise so remarkable isn't just his technical skills or his impressive statistics. It's the resilience he's shown in the face of doubt, criticism, and adversity. When many thought he was done, when his injuries seemed like they might end his career, Curry came back stronger. His work ethic and dedication to the game became legendary. He was no longer just a shooter, he was a leader. He was a champion. Curry led the Warriors to multiple championships, changing the culture of the franchise and establishing himself as one of the greatest players in NBA history. Along the way, he set record after record, including becoming the NBA's all-time leader in three-pointers made, a milestone that seemed impossible when he first entered the league. In many ways, Stephen Curry's story is about more than just basketball. It's about overcoming doubt, pushing through challenges, and refusing to be defined by other people's expectations. Curry wasn't supposed to be a star. He wasn't supposed to change the game. But through sheer will, he did. He proved that greatness isn't about fitting a mold. It's about redefining what's possible. But perhaps Curry's greatest impact isn't in his accolades or his statistics. It's in the way he's inspired millions of people around the world. His journey has shown that no matter your background, no matter your size or strength, you can make it if you have the heart, the drive, and the belief in yourself. Curry has become a symbol of resilience, determination, and hope. He's shown us that sometimes being underestimated is the greatest advantage of all. Stephen Curry's legacy isn't just written in points, assists, and championships. It's written in the hearts of every player who dreams of making it, in the minds of those who refuse to let the opinions of others define their potential, and in the spirit of every person who chooses to keep going, no matter how many times they're told they're not good enough. Curry's success wasn't just about talent, it was about believing in himself when no one else would. And in the end, that belief turned him into one of the greatest to ever play the game. So, what can we learn from Stephen Curry's story? We can learn that greatness doesn't come from being the biggest or the strongest. It comes from believing in your own potential, even when others doubt you. We can learn that success is built on hard work, resilience, and an unwavering belief in yourself. And we can learn that no matter where we start or how many obstacles stand in our way, we have the power to rewrite our own story and define our own future. Curry's story is a reminder that success isn't just about the end result. It's about the journey. It's about the challenges you face, the obstacles you overcome, and the way you rise from the ashes, stronger than before. Stephen Curry may have started as an underdog, but today he's a legend, and his story will continue to inspire generations to come. Thank you so much for watching this. If you believe in the power of perseverance, hard work, and dedication, please don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Drop your comments below. What's your favorite Stephen Curry moment? Let's keep the conversation going.